Hi, Melody. Thanks for joining me on the podcast.
Hey, Anson. Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, so as our first employee interview, tell us
Yes.
what you do.
Yeah, so I am the Incubator's innovation coordinator. I help basically with any marketing, branding, and social media assets.
Awesome. So, yeah, and we'd love to hear, what's your background? How did you get to the incubator?
Oh, yeah, that's a good story. So I guess I'll talk about my educational background because obviously I'm a student right now at the University of Alberta, how I got involved with the incubator. So my educational background, right now I'm in my last semester of a Bachelor of Arts in Media Studies and minoring in economics and computing science. And I'd always wanted to kind of get into the field of engineering and science, but obviously with my skill set, which is more like reading, writing heavy, I was always like trying to figure out a way to get in a way. And so I think in my third year, I joined the Faculty of Arts what was it called? Arts Work Experience program, which is basically our version of like a co-op. And so I got in with that, and then through being in that program, I found a job on the job board that was with the Faculty of Engineering's Student Services Office, and they were looking for a what was the title? An event planner and communications associate co-op student. And so I interviewed for that one. They chose me for that, and I worked in the faculty for 8 months. And from that job, I was able to meet and work with a lot of people throughout the faculty, including Shariat and Daniel, who I met somewhere along the way. I think maybe about like 4 months into my time working at the in the student services office. And so I was able to make a connection with them. We were friends. We see each other around. I'd always walk by. I'd see Shar in the room and say hi to him. And so then after that, my co-op term ended. I worked with Professor Dr. Patricio Mendez over the spring and summer um, in his lab. And then after that, that kind of trickled into my fall semester that we previously wrapped up in December. And as that one was kind of like my contract was ending with them, I still had really strong connections in the faculty. I just hang out here all the time now. So it's just like um, my manager from the student services office was hosting an event here in the incubator. And it was kind of like a first of many events that they were going to have every week. And so it was like the opening event. And so it was like a bigger one. They had like popcorn and everything, and they needed somebody to help operate the popcorn machine.
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, oh, great. Like, I'll definitely help with that. I'll volunteer. And simultaneously, also, I remember I went out with a couple of my old coworkers from the student services office and also throughout the faculty. We went out for lunch, and they knew that my time with the materials engineering lab with Dr. Mendez was finishing up. And so they let me know that the incubator was hiring um, for some sort of position. They didn't really mention too much about it, but they let me know. They were looking out for me to let me know that it's a part-time position. I could totally do it. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like maybe I'll consider it. But at the time, I was just starting to become a student again for my last year, and so I wasn't too sure if I wanted to or not. And then that was like a day or two before I came in and helped with the popcorn, and I was helping with the popcorn, and then Shariat was also in here, walked by, and then we started talking, and he also told me about the same position, and I was just like, okay. It seemed like he wanted me to apply because we already knew each other, so he was like, yeah, like yeah, just apply, let me know. And so I was just like, okay, multiple people have told me I should apply, so I'll apply. I applied, interviewed with Daniel and Shariat, and they liked me. I think that having connections all around the faculty already was a really strong asset for me to have, and so they chose me, and here I am.
Awesome. So, then with that, so tell me, what are some of the things that you like about working here? Why does this fill your cup?
Mm. One of the things for sure is how multidisciplinary everything is here. So I think with a lot of the startups that are working under us, they cover fields from anywhere from like dentistry and medicine to materials science to AI and robotics. And I think that the range there is just it's so inspiring to see people coming in all the time, working on so many different things, but having it all kind of come together under one roof. I think like this one place where we have mentors and the right connections to help, these students and alumni sort of create in their own fields and innovate in their own fields. I think that's super inspiring because I think even with my own degree, like it's media studies mixed with economics mixed with computing science. So it's kind of that same theme that I've always tried to follow in my own career of just really trying to get like a multidisciplinary experience. And so working here as somebody that is trying to help market the overall mission of the incubator, capturing all that range is really inspiring, I think, and really like it's an exciting place to be for sure. And I feel like there's just something like always on the go, which is kind of what I like as well. Something active, something new all the time. I've said before to some people that I'm just like it's a nice place to be because you're kind of in the heart of like a place where there's a lot of, maybe this is a weird way to say it, but like important people doing important things.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's a bucket list item that you have?
Gee, I think one of the bucket list items I have is to go stargazing, White Sands National Park in New Mexico.
All right, Melody.
Yeah.
And now, just to close it off, what's one random hill that you'll die on for no reason?
I think after my first year at the university, and this is something that I've gotten a lot of like weird takes, like, whatever from, right? A lot of debate. But I've always thought that we should switch from having a fall and winter semester to having a spring, summer, and fall semester. Because I just always think that campus is so much nicer in the spring and summer. Do you agree? Because it's like, I just think that like with all the academic stress and everything that's going on in the winter semester, it's like you're already having like a little bit of like a weight on your shoulders, and then you look outside and it's snowing, you're like, oh my god, I have to make the commute all the way to campus, it's cold, I don't want to go outside, so I think campus is beautiful in the spring and summer. And I just think that with the reduction of like students on campus, it's like there's not always enough people on campus to like admire there's like cherry blossoms and everything like that. I think it's nicer. I think it would be good for people to get out during that weather. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Melody, for sitting
thanks,
down
Anson.
with me. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you.